I don't know how this one is gonna go necessarily. I'm actually quite anxious about trying to draw this one, but I'm gonna do my very best. So first we need to get a very rough outline, and I do mean very, very rough. So we'll go ahead, kind of do something like that. Bring it in a little bit at the top, and then maybe go up at an angle a little bit more. We're just trying to get a very generic and basic and safe outline. In fact, I think this shape that I'm going for right here in itself is actually even just a bit too complicated. Yeah, that should probably go in right about there. Bring it down over here at an angle, and then bring it down just like that. And then we don't want this to be too long here, so I think maybe if it, yeah, would that really be enough space? I don't know, we'll find out soon enough. Then we'll just kind of round it out and have it all connect right there. And I know you're probably looking at this, you're like, dude, what in the heck are you drawing? But you'll find out soon enough. I think, yeah, it should actually be just a wee bit longer. I had the right idea initially, so we'll bring it down just a little bit, and then same thing as before, kind of curve it around, and I think that is a more appropriate length for what we are going for. I forget if I explained why I'm wearing gloves or not, and that's simply just because, like, sometimes when I'm drawing, I get annoyed when, like, all the pencil stuff gets on the side of my hand, you know what I mean? And right now, the weather has been rather inconsistent, so my hands are really dry, so, like, you know, I didn't want to have to, like, wash my hands a bunch after this to get the pencil stuff off, because my hands are kind of dry as is, and when I have to wash them, it kind of, like, makes them drier or makes them hurt a bit more. But anyway, now we need to go ahead and kind of just get a general outline for everything here. So now we're gonna do just typical thing, you know, thing across the face, and then in this instance we want to go as close as possible to the top without being like too, yeah, some sort of like this. We need it to be kind of round while we're at it, so just a very, very loose outline, just like that. And then we need to go down just a little bit. We're just kind of like eyeballing this, right? Because I know some artists, they have like measurements, and they have like all these fancy rulers and those things. I can't even remember what they're called at the moment, but the things where, you know, you put them down, or you like attach your pencil to it, and then it kind of like makes circles for you and all of that. And they have like their own measurement things, but I am not that fancy. This right here looks like a decent outline. I can tell it's a little misaligned, like the one side's going up just a bit too much, but what can you do? Again, just rough sketches. So there we go. That probably looks like a decent length right there. So basically what I'm trying to do right now is, well, actually I can't say what I'm trying to do right now, because if I tell you what I'm trying to do right now, then that might give away who this is. But if you played a lot of first-person shooters, you probably already have at least a decent idea as to who I am drawing right now. That probably gave it away right there. So in order to give the illusion of what I'm trying to draw, we're gonna need to give like a nice curve the whole way around up here. So I'm gonna need to make these lines just a bit more extreme, something like that. Does that look? I think I curved it just a wee bit too much. In fact, I think the helmet itself is actually way too thin. Yeah, this is way too thin. I should have made it a bit thicker. Whoopsie daisy. If anything, the helmet should probably go out to like here, maybe like that. Wait, no, that means that I have to like redo all of this, doesn't it? Oh, dang it. Okay, yeah, I should have made this just a wee bit thicker to begin with. Okay, some like right about there, up to there. There we go. That looks, that's a bit thicker than what it was, so that looks a bit better. Just go ahead, connect this all the way over to here, drop this down a little bit, and there we go, something sort of like that, I guess. I had the right idea with this part though. Just go ahead and kind of like draw that. Oh, I just realized that it's going out of frame again. I apologize. I also had this way too curved. It doesn't need to curve that much, just up a little bit, and then there we go. Well, let's just get the outline once again. So up like that, right over here, up like that. Yeah, I feel like that's a fair distance. No, it's not. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Right there. Yeah, just like that. And then this side, bring it up to there. We'll erase that outer line here in a minute. And then we want it to kind of swoosh the whole way across. So we'll give it the nice swoosh. Is that? Yeah, that's high enough on the helmet for sure. So we'll just kind of do all the way across, connect it right there. There we go. It's not perfect, but it's art. It doesn't need to be. It's a rough sketch. You can always fix it up later, which, you know, I don't know what I'm gonna do with these drawings. I might end up tracing them out. Hey, you know what? I don't plug my social medias too often, but if you want to see more of my art, I've been posting on Instagram a lot lately, anytime that I draw literally anything. So if you would like to see more of my art, or if you would like to know just when I'm drawing things, I usually post the rough sketches on my story, and then I post compilation posts after. So like I'll put it up on my story, and then when it's complete, I put up like a post, like kind of like showing the whole process from sketch to trace to color to the final post, and you know, like putting in like backgrounds and stuff like that. So, you know, if that type of thing does interest you, and if you'd like to see more of that, I will have my Instagram linked in the description. It is also just at GrotesqueIG. We'll go ahead and slash this down the center once more, because I do kind of need that general outline again for the one thing that I'm trying to do here. So I think it should come up just not too much, like right about there. Yeah, just like that. So we'll have this kind of come in sort of like that, and then have it, yeah, just like that. Yeah, right there. There we go. That looks somewhat decent. This can just be a straight line right there. That's actually going up way too high. It should be down a little bit more. This side, something like that. It should, that's definitely way too high. Whoops. Okay, bring it up, and then connect it across, just like that. Just not too tall. There we go. That's, I curved some of this way too much, but what can you do? This is my first time trying to draw this character, so please go easy on me. Actually, the only character that I've drawn here today before was Kirby, but I haven't even drawn this exact pose before. I drew it like somewhat differently. See, this is another consequence of drawing at an angle. I just realized that this side of the visor is slooping down way too much, and it's also way too angled, so we need to bring it up just like this, and then have it go across, have it go right up to there. There we go. See, that looks a little bit better. This side is a little bit too straight now. See, this is what I'm talking about, my perfectionism. Is it perfect? No. Are we going for perfection? No. Now we just need to get a rough outline that follows the visor. This will probably be the easiest part of this entire drawing, so we'll have it go out to here. And then we need, yeah, we just kind of want to get like a general outline for this outer part too, so we'll go ahead, just kind of draw this up just a little bit, just so I kind of have an idea of what I'm working with here. Then we'll have that connect something like there. Same thing up here, get a general outline that kind of follows the like the visor or the eye hole part. I just realized that it was going out of frame again. I apologize, fixing it once again. And then as for the center part, you just kind of let it go, just go across something like that. I don't know why I'm talking as if this is a tutorial, because again, obviously this is not a tutorial, because I can barely, like, I'm learning to draw this as I'm drawing it, just kind of going off of what I know. I think that outer part might be just thick enough. I'm not exactly too sure there. I'm not going to be trying to color in all the fine details in the sketch either, because that would I just honestly don't see that happening. If I'm gonna be like, if I'm just gonna give the honest answer, I just don't know how I would do that right now. Like, if I were to even attempt that, I would probably need more stuff here with me. Like, I'd probably need to start whipping out the colors and the tracing and stuff like that, so I could actually like kind of like keep up with the details that I'm putting in. See, like, I'm messing up again here, because this side went way too low. That needs to come up just a little bit more, just to try to at least give the illusion that things are a bit more, you know, symmetrical and exact here like they should be, but it is what it is. Okay, so this line right here, this is going to be the edge of the visor, okay? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect these just sort of like that, sort of like I did on the other side. Yeah, this is definitely the worst one yet. This one definitely does not look good at all, so I think this should probably just keep going down, because then we have to have like the main. Okay, yeah, trying to draw this character might have actually been a really bad idea, because I just realized how hard this is actually going to be. So we have this right here, and then there's sort of like the light things that he had. Oh my gosh, yeah, I don't even know what I was thinking with this character. I was thinking, oh, it's just a helmet, that'll be easy peasy, but no, this is actually really difficult. Okay, so I'm just gonna spoil it. I was gonna try to draw Master Chief right here, but I don't see this happening. I mean, I'm trying. I'll still give it my best shot, I guess. I mean, I'll at least try to fill in the fine details of like the outer lines and stuff like that, but I really don't even understand like what I'm doing here, because he has like these cool light things on the side, which even that in my thing is going a little bit too far out, so we just need to, yeah, something like that. And then it kind of you don't want it to be too big, then it kind of just like swoops in, connects here to the bottom part, which honestly, I mean, I guess this isn't as bad as I thought it was. I mean, it's still really terrible, but like, I mean, it could be a lot worse. Anyway, I was plugging my Instagram thing for a reason. I completely forgot why it was for a second, but yeah, if you guys want me to like actually trace these and color these, then I could do that over on my Instagram, but otherwise, yeah, this is just a test video, just to see if this kind of content, you know, it's something that anybody would be interested in. It wouldn't replace my gaming content, of course, because like gaming is everything to me, but you know, it's one of those things where it's like, hey, it's a hobby I used to be into, but then kind of stopped for a couple years, and now I've been getting back into lately, and figured I'd share with the world. I mean, that's what YouTube was designed to do anyway, right? Like it was never supposed to be about like the algorithms or this, that, or the other. It was just about like making content on whatever you're doing in your life, whether it was about one specific niche thing or whether it was about branching out and trying to make content on different things like I'm doing right now. Like, I don't understand. I know there's like the algorithms and stuff where it's like, oh, if you try to make different content, the algorithm will hate you for it, but what do I care what some stupid AI algorithm computer thing thinks about me or my content? You know what I mean? I'm just doing what I want. I just want to enjoy what I'm doing. Anywho, old man ramblings aside, I think that lines up somewhat decently there, and then again, this don't need to be perfect. I can just have it sort of connect up like that. That's still a little too high. There we go. Bring it down a little bit. There we go. See, that's starting to line up a bit better. Okay, you know, I think I was being too hard on myself. That's another thing with my art. I am really hard on myself. Like, when they say that you're your harshest critic, that saying goes like triply so for me. Like, I am so harsh on myself when it comes to me and my art, and I just, if I'm gonna be honest, I really don't believe in myself when it comes to this stuff. Like, I do my best to be optimistic about what I'm working on and what I'm drawing and all that, but I am very hard on myself. When I was back in school back in the day, my art teachers always used to be like, Nathan, you gotta stop being so hard on yourself, because I was always just like, no, this looks terrible, and I get to a point where it was like, I wouldn't shut down necessarily, but I'd get to a point where it was like, man, I don't even want to work on this project anymore just because it looks so terrible and I messed it up. But then, you know, it's all about like going outside of your comfort zone, taking that risk, doing something you're not comfortable with doing. Like right now I'm trying to draw Master Chief. Oh, well, I just spoiled it, but yeah, I'm trying to draw Master Chief, and clearly I'm not very comfortable doing it because I've never done this before. But what I'm going to do right now is, instead of trying to make it like a one-for-one of how it should look, I'm going to take a couple liberties, so then even though it may not look like one-to-one exact to how Master Chief is supposed to look, it'll look better in my drawing, if that makes sense. Because sometimes when you're trying to draw things, you need to take those liberties and just be like, hey, sure, this isn't exactly how it's supposed to look in the context of the character or the thing that I'm trying to draw. However, if you need to take those liberties and make it so that, hey, when it comes to the proportions or whatever it is of what you're drawing at the moment, then, you know, if you got to take those liberties, then take those liberties, because it's better to take some liberties and have the picture be less accurate but look better than have it look like complete and utter garbo. Again, don't take advice from me, though. I'm just going off of my subjective opinions, because, again, I don't know anything about art. But then again, art is just art, you know? There's not any rules to it. You just draw what you feel like drawing. If it comes out good, it does. If it doesn't, then it doesn't. And I know this is probably really hypocritical for me to say, because I'm the guy that's been sitting here being so crucial on myself for the last however, you know, that this video has been going on now, but still. Once more, we have another example of me taking some liberties here, because even though it won't be exact to Master Chief himself, I need to sort of do things just a little bit differently in order to make them look a bit better in the context of my drawing. So, just like that, this top part is a little bit too angled. We want that to be more of like a straight line across, just something similar to that. Kind of draw it down like that. There we go. It's not, again, it's not perfect, but it doesn't need to be. Now we're gonna go ahead and it doesn't need to be exactly perfect, but I'm just gonna sort of color in this inner part of the visor just so it's a bit more, I guess, clear what it's actually supposed to be, and this would obviously be the black part around the visor. And in terms of that, I mean, I was gonna try to give him some highlights, but now that I'm thinking about it, I'm not very good when it comes to like lighting and stuff like that. Like, I've been working on my shading skills, which I've been getting better at for sure lately, but I'm still not very good when it comes to like figuring out where that shading is exactly supposed to go, or where the lighting is supposed to go, or where, like, you know, the highlights and all that are supposed to go. I accidentally colored into the visor a little bit, whoops, but yeah, still got to work on my lighting, my shading, my highlighting, as well as my coloring in general, because it's not very good, and clearly I just need to improve my drawing skills in general. I feel like this is somewhat decent, though. This is definitely coming out better than I expected it to. And down here, I guess we could sort of just draw it up like this, just sort of have it connect into there, because he has like those little like the little black things right here. Yeah, sort of something similar to like this. So it just sort of comes in like this, and yeah, I don't even know what I'm doing at this point. Again, doing my best here. I feel like it probably, yeah, it curves way more like that, and then it's sort of just like, it comes down sort of at an angle, not too harsh of an angle, and they're also not that big, so really something like this, like, yeah, that in itself is probably big enough. Maybe it could come out a little bit more, but I'm not gonna be too pedantic about it. Same thing over here, just sort of erase this side, and then maybe have a line go up like right about here. Yeah, that looks somewhat decent, I think. And then sort of same thing, just have the line sort of follow there. Does that line up somewhat decently? I think that's okay. Then we'll sort of have this come down, loop around, come out just a little bit, because it doesn't need to line up with the bottom of the helmet. Like, it's supposed to kind of just stay on its own line while the helmet comes down to to the jawline to do its own sort of thing there. So definitely mess this up a little bit, but what can you do? I think I'll have it go out just a little bit more, make it just a little bit thicker. Yeah, that, oh no, this side isn't coming down as much as it should. This side should be coming down just at a bit of a harsher angle. Yeah, there we go. That looks a bit better. Have that come down, have this go up, and this is one of those things that I probably should color in, so I mean, I could probably at least alleviate some of the growing pains that I have with this at the moment. There we go. Yeah, somewhat decent. Sure, I mean, that's good enough. Now, there is a lot more, like, complicated details with Master Chief. Like, you have all the different, like lines and stuff that kind of goes across his helmet. Like, right up here, I want to say, there's, like, there's, like, the thing where, like, kind of pops out a little bit to kind of, like, give it the impression of, like, I don't know, just, I don't even know, you know what I mean? Where it just kind of, like, pops out a little bit, but oh no, I don't know if I want to get into all of that necessarily, because I'm already having a hard enough time as it is just kind of drawing this. I'm not very good when it comes to, again, like, I don't want to say, like, fine details or proportions overall, but more or less, like, things that are supposed to imply 3 dimensions, you know what I mean? Like, when I'm drawing something and it's supposed to imply, like, oh yeah, this is, like, 3, like, the impressions that would have to be drawn on Master Chief's helmet right up here, like, they're here to imply that it's, like, 3-dimensional, but the thing is, I'm not very good at drawing stuff like that, so, like, see, I can try to draw it across, but even then, even if I do draw it, it's, like, it doesn't necessarily even add or take away from the drawing. Like, it's cool that it's there, but again, it's like, I don't know, just kind of out of context, it might actually make it look worse in a certain way. So, I don't know, you kind of got that. Then you sort of got some of the plates down here as well that sort of, like, they don't necessarily meet in the middle, but they do go up sort of towards the center there. I want to say they sort of connect, like, right on the edge of this thing right here, like the centerpiece. We'll kind of have it come down. No, it's definitely way too angled. So some just like that, just ever so slightly, just like that. And then this isn't necessarily the thing that I'm trying to draw. It's just, you know, sort of giving a rough outline for a minute, and then we'll have this plate come up a little bit, and then something like that, and then have it go all the way up and sort of connect into that. Not the best looking thing in the world, but I think that, no, that this side needs to come out a little bit more. Have it, you know what, let me just I'm realizing how unsymmetrical all of this is now as I'm drawing this. Whoops. There we go. It's something. It's, yeah, sure. That, I mean, okay, wait, no, that doesn't even look right. Okay, hold on. This is supposed to come out just a little bit more, and then this, that's what it is. That's what looks so weird here. This thing was a little too tall. There we go. That, sure. Why not? Right? Okay, I mean, it's something. But anyway, those lines are, like, these lines are supposed to be here, but then this kind of goes off and does its own thing once again, so we need to recolor in the visor, because part of that kind of got erased. But then we have that go up, and then, yeah, those are supposed to be a bit lighter. Those go off and do their own thing. Those are fine right there. Then we have, like, these little things right here, so we put that in, just a very light shade on it, nothing more. And there we go. You see, it's starting to come together a bit more than it was before. It still doesn't look like the best thing in the world, but honestly, compared to how I was expecting this to look, you know, I was expecting it to look a lot better, but at the same time, I also saw a universe where this thing came out looking a lot worse. So honestly, on a scale of 1 to 10 in terms of my disappointment, a 10 being how disappointed my father is in me, and a 1 just kind of being like, you know, I got 4 pepperonis on my pizza slice instead of 5. I'd probably give that about like maybe a 4, a 5. I'm midway disappointed in that, but it could be a lot worse. And hey, it was my first time trying to draw Master Chief, so I mean, I'm actually, all things considered, I'm okay with that.